All right, so we're back, 2 Samuel 23, verse 34. You're going to realize the only difference here is that, you have that Eliam, the son of Ahithophel of Gilo, or Eliam, the son of Ahithophel, the Gilonite. So as long as these are both accurate statements, I guess doesn't bother me which one you use, but it is kind of weird. It's clearly going to be a different phrase or word. It's talking about a person where they're from, or basically their tribe. Not a big deal, in my opinion, but what the biggest problem I have is why don't we have a settled text? It seems like text must be changing there in 2 Samuel 23. That's what I guess what precipitates these changes is what bothers me more than the changes. Because you're going to see, like right here, if they repent with all their heart is what they're changing it to, from if they repent with all their mind, and then it says, and with all their heart. So then it's going to go to with all their heart and with all their soul, instead of with their mind, with all their heart. Honestly, if you know the languages, I think that really the heart and soul are very compatible. And the mind is the direct link to them, but there is a difference in the Greek and the Hebrew. But again, what does the text say? Why are we changing? You must have a different source there, because that's clearly changing words, and mind and heart aren't the same. They're very much intertwined, but they're not the same. But soul and heart would be more easily intertwined. You could easily say what we call the heart of someone is also the soul of someone. Might not be perfect, but it's closer than mind and heart for sure. 2 Kings 20:18. You're just going to be missing the phrase that says, whom you will father. So that's just not in here. They're talking about who will be born from you and of you. So it's clearly what it's talking about. But again, what's the text that we're using? Well, why is that? 2 Chronicles 6 is going to say, if they repent with all their mind and with all their heart. And again, this is very similar to 1 Kings. If they change it to if they repent with all their heart and with all their soul, instead of with all their mind and with all their heart. Again, they seem to be making a consistent change to go back to soul instead of heart, and heart instead of mind. I don't know. Your mind has to be renewed first too, so I'd like to see what that text is. Dive into that at a different time. This is interesting. So you don't see much of a change there other than not gods and are no gods. Again, you're not going to have a big difference here. They're going from Queen Esther to Esther. I don't know why they're... And again, what's the textual reason? That's what I'm more interested in. You're not going to see a big difference there. It's just a way of translating a word, probably. Yeah, it's like, for out of Zion shall go the law. For out of Zion shall go forth the law. Like, not a big change. Here's an interesting one, though. Ezekiel 40 is definitely a big difference. He measured also the vestibule 20 cubits, and around the vestibule of the gateway was the court. Here's a 60 cubits. So that's 3 times the size. That's a lot bigger temple. One of those is right. One of those is wrong. Just saying. or they're both wrong. But what's the King James say? That would tell me what it is. So I shall redeem them from death. Shall I redeem them from death? I guess it's definitely two questions here in Hosea, and then there's two statements. So that's definitely changing the connotation of kind of what's going on there. But we're going to wrap it up here in Micah. Again, you're not going to see a big difference. Like disputes. So, yeah, I mean, you're going to decide things or you're going to decide disputes. I don't know. That's part of what a judge does. So we're going to start in Matthew 24, and hopefully we can conclude this list. Just kind of wrap it up, but it will be done reading the list by part 8. Thanks. Have a good day.